Oh my God. See, beautiful girl now, eh? How can a girl find like this and there's no husband?
Now, the only place my mother has not taken my matter to is to the chief priest, and I'm sure that's what is next.
This story will make you laugh so hard. Hello, my cult family. Thank you for stopping by. Do well to like, subscribe, and share this video. Today's story will be about the beautiful lady Aduke, who lives in the heart of a bustling city in Nigeria, Lagos City, of course. Aduke was 28 years old, stunning, intelligent, and kind-hearted. She had a sharp mind and a warm heart, the kind of person who would rescue a stranger on her way to work and still make it to the office on time. But this Christmas season, Aduke's life is about to take an unexpected twist. One that had her family in Ile-Ife buzzing with excitement and plotting behind her back. Her parents had only one very simple mission for their beloved daughter: to bring a man home before Christmas Day. Just like that. No excuses, no delays, there's no maybe next year. Aduke sat in her cozy Lagos apartment, talking to herself in front of a mirror, completely unaware of the chaos that was about to descend upon her. Her phone rang with a loud ringtone. Aduke jumped slightly and muttered to herself, wondering who could be calling at such an ungodly hour. She knew instantly it was her mother. The video call connected and her mother appeared on the screen, beaming with a mixture of excitement and authority. "Adukemi, my daughter, my baby, how is my little jewel and how is Lagos?" Aduke smiled politely, trying to hide the creeping sense of dread in her stomach. Her mother leaned forward and said, "Don't forget, Aduke. There are only 2 weeks left until Christmas and you must bring a man home. 2 weeks, my daughter." Aduke nearly dropped her tea. 2 weeks? Lagos traffic alone could take 2 weeks to cross from one end to the other, and now I have to find a man within that time? She tried to protest. "Mama, see, I mean, you know I'm busy, work and things." Her mother replied, "Busy, Aduke. Busy people still find husbands. Don't worry your pretty head. We have plans for you already." Plans? Aduke shivered. That one word carried the weight of the entire Osunmolu family legacy. Blind dates, matchmaking, and elaborate surprises that could rival any soap opera. Her father appeared on the screen next, looking stern. 2 weeks, Aduke. Remember, a man for Christmas. Not next month, not New Year, this Christmas. Aduke sighed. "Papa, is there really a deadline for love? Can't I just wait for the right person?" Her father leaned back, arms crossed. "Right person or not, your family wants to celebrate Christmas with their son-in-law. And your brothers, oh, they're already making your dowry lists." Aduke breathed out heavily. Her 2 brothers were notorious for overcomplicating everything. One obsessed with doctors, the other with entrepreneurs. They were already scheming, plotting, and preparing to launch her into the most awkward festive romance imaginable by setting her up for blind dates, matchmaking, and all. Aduke began pacing in her apartment, talking to herself. 2 weeks. Lagos is full of men, agreed. But how would I possibly find one who isn't a disaster in disguise? She said to herself, "Tinder? Hell no. Or Wambe? That one is unpredictable. I definitely need a miracle." As she said that, as if on cue, her phone buzzed with a message from her older brother. "Aduke, my sister, I have a plan. I will send you the first candidate tonight. He's a doctor, tall, dark, handsome. You will thank me later. Love you." Aduke groaned audibly and said, maybe I should run away and come out by January. And so, the first day of Aduke's Christmas adventure began. With each tick of the clock, the pressure mounted. Would she find a man, or would her family's dreams collide spectacularly with reality? Will she survive with her sanity intact? My lovely viewers, if you are enjoying this tale of Aduke, please kindly support this channel by liking this video and subscribe for more interesting stories for free. Aduke finally decided to go back home, to talk to her family and spend the rest of the Christmas holiday at home. After Aduke's awkward return from Lagos, the Osunmolu compound in Ile-Ife buzzed with a mission nobody asked her permission for. It is a must that Aduke must bring a man home before Christmas. Morning cockcrow had not even finished shouting before Auntie Morenike, her eldest cousin, barged into Aduke's room, wielding a broom like a spiritual weapon. Aduke, she yelled, today, oh, by the grace of Olodumare, we shall find husband for you. Aduke hissed into her pillow. Auntie, is it husband you are looking for or trouble? Both, Auntie replied confidently, because you can't be 28 and single. Your mates already have children entering primary 2. Aduke sat up slowly, blinking like someone recovering from spiritual warfare. She whispered to herself, if I survive this holiday, I swear, I'll write a book. And so, the matchmaking marathon began. By noon, the compound is already filled with tantalizing aroma of jollof rice and unwanted expectations. Auntie Morenike introduced the first suitor, Brother Desmond. A man with a voice deeper than ocean trenches. He cleared his throat. Good afternoon, my future rib. Aduke's eyes widened in horror. Which rib? Did you lost your rib or do I look like spare parts? Desmond continued anyway. I am a man of vision, mission, commission, transmission, and... Aduke interrupted. And confusion. Thank you, sir. Their conversation went downhill. Then food was served, and he tried praying over the jollof rice for 12 minutes straight. Even the rice got cold and annoyed. Aduke hissed and walked away. Auntie Morenike pulled her aside. Why didn't you say yes? He's the head usher in my church, oh. Aduke replied, Auntie, head usher is not head husband. The whole family sighed in disappointment. But this was only the beginning. A day later, her uncle brought his friend's nephew, Engineer Kule. Tall, neat, and boring enough to put a hyperactive toddler to sleep. During their introduction, he said, my hobbies include measurements, calculation of angles, and calculating load capacity. Aduke blinked slowly and said, load capacity of what exactly? He smiled proudly. Everything. He spent 20 minutes explaining the tensile strength of ceilings, the angle, and the calculation. Aduke nearly used her plate of amala as earplugs. When he brought out an actual measuring tape to measure the dining table for fun, Aduke stood up. She said, thank you, engineer. I wish you safe journey to anywhere far from me. Kunle tried to shake her hand. She dodged. She needed prayers, not measurements. Then came another suitor. This one entered the compound like a presidential aspirant. Perfume, too loud. Walking, too proud. Confidence, too much. His name was Kazim, K-Flex, and he bragged as if boasting was oxygen. He said, I drive Benz. My father has land. I don't stress women. They stress themselves. Aduke stared at him. Sir, are you okay? He winked I'm more than okay, baby. She stood up and walked away. K-Flex turned to her family and said she'll come around. Auntie Morinike whispered, come around and do what? Fight. Even her mother gave up on K-Flex by evening. By the third day, the laughter faded. The jokes were not funny anymore. Her parents sat her down gently. Her father, Baba Osunmolu, spoke softly. Aduke, we just want to know you won't be lonely. We want to see you happy. Aduke swallowed hard. She suddenly didn't feel like arguing. I know, Daddy, but happiness is not something we rush. Her mother wiped a tear. We only worry because you work so hard in Lagos. Sometimes we wonder if you have time for yourself. Aduke exhaled. My own timing will come. But even she wondered, what if she failed them? Later that night, rain began to fall. A gentle evening drizzle that cooled the air.
Aduke sat outside under the mango tree, thinking. For once, the compound was quiet. Then, she heard a familiar voice behind her. Aduke? She turned, her eyes widened. She exclaimed, Tobi, Egmont Tobi? Tobi, her childhood friend, her former neighbor, the boy whose slipper she once stole and hid because he annoyed her. But now, he wasn't a boy anymore. He was taller, calmer, and his smile, the same smile that once got both of them punished in children's church. What are you doing here? She asked. He shrugged, smiling. My mom said I should greet the Osunmolu family. I didn't know I'd meet you. Aduke smiled softly. She wasn't expecting that flutter in her chest. They talked and laughed, real laughter she hadn't felt since arriving. For the first time, she felt seen. From inside the house, Auntie Morinike peeked through the window. Who is that fine young man with Aduke? Another voice replied, he looks responsible, oh. Baba Osunmolu whispered proudly, he even dressed responsible. The family gathered behind curtains like spies in a cheap Nollywood movie. Meanwhile, Aduke and Tobi sat closer, sharing memories, teasing each other, catching up on lost years. At one point, he said softly, you've always been special, Aduke. I'm surprised your family is even looking for a husband for you. She raised her brow. And why is that? Tobi smiled. Because any man with sense will see what I see. Her heart skipped, but she pretended not to notice. The next morning, the entire compound prepared like a festival. Why? Because Tobi was coming back to greet them properly. Auntie Morinike wore her best wrapper. Her mother cooked pounded yam at 8 a.m. Her father polished his slippers like it was an interview job. When Tobi arrived, the family nearly adopted him on the spot. Auntie Morinike asked, Tobi, do you have plans for Christmas? Because we have plans for you, oh. Her mother whispered to Aduke, this one has sense. You better hold him very tight, oh. Even her brothers dragged Tobi into a game of Ayo Olopon and lost on purpose. The whole thing was a circus. Later, Tobi and Aduke took a walk through the village pathway near the stream. A gentle breeze carried the smell of fresh earth. Birds chirped softly. Then, Tobi stopped walking. Aduke, she turned. There was something serious in his eyes. I know you are under pressure. I know your family is trying to play Cupid. But I don't want to be one of the guests in their matchmaking games. Aduke's smile faded. So what do you want? He stepped closer. I want to get to know you again. Properly, slowly, no deadline, no pressure. Aduke swallowed hard. This was what she'd been searching for. Not perfection, just sincerity. Christmas arrived, the family gathered, tension thick in the air. Everyone waited to see if Aduke would present a man for Christmas. She stepped forward, her voice calm. Daddy, mommy, everybody, I don't have a fiancé. I don't have a man to present for Christmas, but I have peace and I met someone who makes me feel valued, but I want it to grow naturally, not through pressure. The crowd murmured. Her mother nodded slowly. Then Auntie Morinike shouted, "But where is that fine Tobi boy?" Everyone laughed.
Just then, Tobi walked in with a small Christmas gift for the family. Not for show, just as a friend. He greeted them respectfully. Aduke smiled when their eyes met. No promises, no rush, just possibility. The real kind. Hours later, as the family enjoyed Christmas lunch, Aduke and Tobi stood outside. He handed her a small wrapped box. "I wanted you to open this alone," he said. Aduke opened it. Inside was a simple bracelet with a small inscription, "At your pace." She looked up at him. Her heart softened. She then said, "Togi, what if this becomes something real?" He smiled gently. "It already feels real." They stood quietly, the festive sounds behind them. Then Tobi added, "By the way, I'll be returning to Lagos too. Maybe we could spend some time there, together." Aduke blinked. "Together?" He nodded, "But only if you want." Before she could respond, Auntie Morenike's voice boomed from inside. "Aduke, bring that your friend inside. We want family picture." Aduke burst into laughter. Tobi joined her. As they walked back in, she whispered, "Tobi, maybe this Christmas didn't give me a fiancé." She smiled softly, "But it definitely gave me something worth exploring." Now, my viewers, do you think Aduke and Tobi will end up together? Also, would want to see what the end story looks like? Comment part 2 in the comment section. Thank you so much for viewing. See you another time. Bye.
Ó yá gbàbẹ́, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Olúwa.